Hi guys, it's Miss Mia. I'm going to be showing you all how to orient your Google Doc for your cultural identity zine. So that way when you go to print it, it prints properly and you have no troubles. So we're going to open up a new Google Doc. And you can go ahead and entitle it Cultural Identity Zine. I'm going to put number 1 because I already have a cultural identity zine file, but you don't have to do that. Then we're going to go ahead and go to File, and we're going to scroll down to where it says Page Setup, and click Page Setup, and change our orientation from Portrait to Landscape, and then click OK. Next, we're going to go to Format. We're going to go to Columns, and we're going to select 2 columns. So this is where it gets a bit tricky. So this is our first page of printing, but in fact it is going to be page 2 and page 3 of our cultural zine. So this is going to be page 2. So we're going to go ahead and start with the I am from poem. What you all would do is go to your drive and open up your I am from poem. But for me, I have all of my docs opened up already to save time. So you're going to copy your I am from poem. You're going to go back to your cultural zine page and paste it. Awesome. And mine's a little bit funny, so I had to fix it just a tad. And I had to respell myself. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to go down to 14. That way it fits. And you know what? I'll go ahead and underline it so we know it's the tab. Awesome. So now that fits. And so once we're done posting our I am from or our body bio, I'm going to press enter after the end. And then we're going to go to our vignette number 1 and put that as page 3. So go ahead and copy your vignette number 1 and paste that on page 3. This one was a little bit easier to do because it's a lot shorter than I am from, but I'm going to go ahead and make that the same size, 14, and it's already underlined. Awesome. We're going to go to the end here. I'm going to press enter, and then we'll go to our vignette number 2, which is technically our page 4. So we went 2, 3, and then now we're going to go to page 4. So we're going to post our vignette number 2. And then go ahead and copy your vignette number 2. And because mine's formatted a little bit funny, because the way I have it, there's a lot of spaces in between the paragraphs or the sentences, I'm going to take those out right away. Awesome. And you see it's still a little bit too big, so I'm going to go ahead and make this one 14. And it looks like my page fits perfectly. Awesome. So then we're going to go to the end of this one. And finally, we're going to do our page 1, which is our reflective introduction. And so this is not the same as the prompt you all had for your reflective introduction. It is a blog I did about ethnic studies, but I thought it fit nicely. And I couldn't give the same account that you guys could, so this is what I have instead of a reflective introduction. But you all's reflective introduction will go right here. So now mine is a lot longer than like the poems or the vignettes. So this one's going to take a little bit more editing to fix. And so we'll go ahead and highlight. I found that if you make it 8.5, it still looks good when you print it. So if you also have a long reflective introduction, you can make it an 8.5 and it'll still be legible when you go to print. So there we go. So we have our page 1, our page 2, page 3, and page 4. So it'll go 2, 3, 4, 1. That's how you'll set it up. You'll set it up. Personal poem, vignette, and then vignette and reflective introduction. So now what I found is that you have to move pages 2 and pages 4 over a little bit so that you have enough space to fold along the edge. And so I'm going to move this whole thing about, to the 2.5 mark right there. Move the second arrow to 2.5. Oh, for some reason that only moved one of the sentences. So let's go back and highlight again, just to make sure. Move this little guy over, 2.5, and move this little guy, back over here to the same one, so everything's oriented the same. Move it over 2.5, and then you're going to do the same thing for vignette number 2 so that you have enough room to fold over. And take the whole thing, negative 2.5 there. Mine's a little bit funny, so I'm gonna, oh, nope, only to 2.5. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then that's how you properly format your cultural identity zine. Thanks, guys.